Hi there, welcome to a special edition of my 10-minute moan, and this one will take more than 10 minutes to tell the story. Today, I travelled to Calais. After yesterday seeing what happens when these people arrive, I wanted to see from my own eyes what happens before they get here. It's incredible the things that I noticed. It's incredible the things that I took footage of. But if you only watch one section of this, watch what I find. Rural countryside in France, and it will shock you, the pure numbers involved in what I see today. Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my road trip. And today, I'm just leaving Blyth, heading towards Folkestone, continue on to Dover, jump in a boat, go over there. That is where the action really is. That's where I'll learn more about what's going on than probably anywhere else. Yesterday was phenomenal in Dover, but I kind of think I need to go there. It would be ridiculous to come down all this way and not go an hour and a half on a ferry to see the root of the problem and where all the action starts. Now, a lot of people I've spoke to yesterday who know this game far more than me, they've been at it for years. One of them a very experienced seaman and another one an observer of the migrant crisis. Told me that just now it is a bit dangerous over there. There's been shootings, there's been stabbings, there's been people even attacked on the boats. There seems to be a little bit of a sort of tough war going on with the people that control who goes and who doesn't go on the dinghies. So I believe it is dangerous. However, there's been a lot of people concerned about me on the videos saying, look after yourself, be safe. Well, yeah, that's the default setting for anybody, is to be safe. I do plan to be safe, but I'm making a calculated judgment here that I'll not be putting myself in any ridiculously, I'm not going to be walking into forests and things like that. So I did see Patrick Christie's coverage of that. GB News was done a phenomenal journalism there, but I believe he had security guards with him. He had a cameraman with him. I should have not noticed. As a solo, I'm flying solo on this road trip. So there are dangers, but I think, keep my wits about me. Don't do anything too stupid. I just want to find out the story. I want to find out more about what's actually going on over there, because what I'm finding out in this trip so far is it's a bit mental. The whole thing is just crazy. It doesn't make sense. You think, well, why would you have a border but not really have a border? Why would you have a border force and not push anybody back? You actually just bring them in. Why would you have a deficit as a country each year but pay billions to bring people here and you don't know who they are? The whole thing's bonkers, and I want to get a better handle on why it's happening. Who are these people? Why have they got to come from all over the world and apparently pay money that we're led to believe? Although yesterday's video, we considered that some of them might not be paying. They might have their paid. They might pay it back in other ways. So there's a lot of things I want to do, and I just want to be there. I kind of thought I had a good handle on what's going on in these illegal immigrant things. But I kind of don't. Yesterday blew me away, and I'm expecting more of the same. Oh, sorry, boss. Thank you. I'm expecting more of the same. And this, I'm in and out of Dover today. Sorry, Calais today. I'm going in the first ferry. It's 6:30 just now. I'll be on, it's 8 o'clock ferry. There is an hour and a half to travel, and we've got an hour's time difference at this time of year. So, I'll get, a right good day over here to go. Calais is where I'll be heading. I believe there's some places just outside Calais, Gravelines or Gravelines, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Apparently a bit of a hive of activity, so try and get some time up there. Also, I'm going to try and find out, yesterday, the penny dropped to me that For years we spoke about the stowaways on the trucks and things going on the ferries. And we've kind of stopped talking about that. It's as if the problem doesn't exist anymore. Well, it does exist. Because it's not stopped. It's never stopped. And what we're doing now is we're counting the small boat people. So we're sort of saying to people, look over here, there's a story over here, and completely ignoring the other story, which might actually be bigger, which is the stowaways, and the numbers recorded are only the ones who we've picked up. Are there still people coming over who are not getting picked up, maybe coming through darkness, the cover of darkness? So yeah, I want to speak to some French people. I didn't get to do that yesterday. I was so in awe with the things I was learning. I didn't get to speak to the locals to see what sort of effect that's got on them. I'm kind of keen to do that. So, let's see what today brings. Got a full day at this over in Calais, stroke, Gravelines or Gravelines, whatever it's called. And I hope I can find out more and uncover some things that you and I didn't know before I set off on this journey. So thanks very much. I've arrived in Dover. It's been a while since I was here. I think it's over 30 years. The last time I was here as a teenager, just approaching my 20s, where I'd done a tour of Europe. We started here, getting a ferry over to France. And it's absolutely massive, right? But yesterday, when I was looking over the port, I was kind of saying, well, what's happened to the stowaways? Because we don't hear about it anymore. And it's the amount of trucks, the amount of haulage that's here. It is absolutely phenomenal, right? And I don't know why. I mean, I was up in the hill up there yesterday and I could see this. But until I've actually come into it, and this is what, 7 o'clock in the morning, this will be constant all day with this amount of trucks. I mean, the drive in here, once you go by French border control, first thing you do, the French girl checked my passport. Then I went to the check-in for P&O, and it's just line after line after line of trucks. And I'm going, I think this is probably a bigger problem than we know, because nobody talks about it anymore. So hopefully, when I'm on the ferry, I'm going to see if I can find some English-speaking hauliers, because there's a lot of trucks here. They're not all British, but you can see with the logos and things on them, the signs, that there's a lot for all over Europe. So I'm hoping to speak to a driver or two just to try and get through the horse's mouth. Is this still a problem? Because I wasn't expecting this. When I left Glasgow 2 days ago, I was kind of thinking it's the boats, and the boats is a problem. We've covered that yesterday in the video. But I need to try and sniff about this more, because this is something we just don't hear about. We've not heard about it for years. And it's impossible for us not to still be a route into the country for illegal migration. So yeah, fingers crossed I can get to speak to some truck drivers here. Also, when I finish sniffing about during the day, I'll maybe go to the port at some point on tonight and see if I can speak to some of the drivers there. It's amazing that it's just because 90% of the stuff gets driven by the media and nobody's talking about it now, but I'll talk about it. Right, I've literally just come off the boat, right? And I thought I'll take me a wee bit of time to get my bearings, see what's what. So I'll just head to the town centre, and I'm literally off the motorway 2 minutes, and I'm seeing. If you look over here, I'm just going to need to turn my camera around. Can I do this while I'm trying to do it while I'm filming? I'll take some more footage and I'll overlay it. Across the river from me, there's tents just lying out. There's groups of guys hanging about under. See that bridge? I'll zoom in. I'll get some more footage once I've stopped recording here. Get the clothes out. It's just immigrants everywhere. This is going to be some trip. I'm literally 5, 10 minutes out the port, thinking it'll take me a while to start seeing signs of, the difference that these communities are facing with the migrants. And bang, it's there in front of me. Right, so there's some working guys here who I've came across the road. That's my first stop, right? And I've just said, look, do you speak English? Yeah, one of them said half decent English. And I was like, is this normal? Is this like everywhere? Yeah, this is how life is for us now. Honestly, they're just like putting tents up. It's like, you've seen it? It's like a middle of a residential area. It's like a sort of place that you would enjoy walking down the river with your family. And they just pitch up, put some tents, live beside the river. And it's just, this is some start to my day, honestly. I didn't expect to come across evidence of this invasion to these people. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful town. I'm just driving through thinking it's like typical sort of what you would see, Second World War films coming here liberating France. And just tents and putting the washing out. And it's not good for the residents here, right? It's not a great place. But it's not great for them either. Nobody wants to live like that, but they're doing it. And I don't know why, but I thought this is going to be a difficult task, finding evidence of the impact it's having in communities. I literally just drove into the place. And these guys are just like, yeah, it's normal. But everywhere. Unbelievable. So, 10, 15 minutes here, and yet another remarkable monument. Something that I love about the UK is every area, every town, every village commemorates its war dead. But as you can see, the flags behind me, they don't only have, you can't see the French one, it's right behind the monument, but they have the Canadian and the British flag, obviously to show respect and thanks for all those who helped liberate this area back in the Second World War, and indeed the war was not far from here in 1914 to 18, and indeed both wars are commemorated on this statue. I must say, I've been in France for probably half an hour, and I love the fact that they are proud of their nation. They're allowed to celebrate it. There's French flags and loads of different shops and businesses that have passed already, and I like that. And that's why I want to find out what effect immigrants are having in this local area. This is a small town just south of Calais. The beach is just here, sand dunes, and I guarantee you they'll be affected by the invasion of immigrants they have who are trying to make their way across into the UK. So we're on the beach just now, and the information I have, in the cover of darkness, some of the migrant boats leave these very beaches. And what they do is, further along the coast either way, there's lots of dunes, and they like to hide in the dunes, wait for the right sea level, and set off from here. And as you can see, just out here just now, if I turn that round, you'll see the ferries. So that's the ferry channel, and they turn round
and they'll depart. Very small beaches like this, very uninhabited. I'm just outside Calais just now to the south. Lovely little town, but at night it becomes, from what I've been told, a very different place, where this place can become potentially quite a violent problem, with recent problems where the opposing gangs are having fights about who's getting on boats, who's not getting on boats, and who should control the boats. And that'll be happening in little towns like this. Lovely wee peaceful place. You would never be aware of it, but under the cover of darkness, it tells a very different story. Where we are just now, this is us just outside Gravellines or Gravellines, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. We're in a heavy industrial area. Now between it and the sea, these are sand dunes that you see. And they lead to the ocean, the channel, then on to the dinghies. So what will be happening quite soon tonight, and I'll try and catch it, is these sand dunes, the cover it gives, will be full of migrants. And the reason that they're not here just now is very simple. The water conditions are not good enough. There's a river just over that dune over there, and the dinghies come down there, go to the beach, these guys jump on them. But right now, the river is low because the tide is out. But this is how they get there. Now before we move on to the next part, I just want to explain to you. I had travelled around for not that long, not that big an area in the footage that you've just seen. However, I was just about to give up for the night. I was just about to go and check into my hotel and get myself sorted for my journey home early tomorrow morning. And then I turned a corner, and what I seen just blew my mind. And I thought, the number of people here, yet there was no tents. So I thought, well, where did they sleep? And then I started part two of my journey. And what I found wasn't a big massive tented village. What I found was numerous small tented villages. Almost every time you turned a corner in that rural setting, you came by another one with maybe 5, 6 temporary tents, some normal tents. One, I never seen any people, but you've seen the clothes out. There are obviously a number of them staying in those forests as well. And it's not far off the road. One of them, I was passing in a dual carriageway, and the sights I'm about to show you, I seen from my own eyes, and they shocked me and rocked me to the core, for the simple reason, the numbers that must be here waiting to come into our country frightened the life out of me. And what I'm about to show you is all within 1 to 2 mile radius of the massive group that I seen receiving aid that made me go in a circumference round it. And if this doesn't shock you, nothing will. So that was my day. I hope you like what I produced for you. I came here myself. I've not got a team of bodyguards like some other people have came and they've been mob-handed. So I wasn't going to go into these places myself with my car handy, and it wasn't going to happen. But the footage I was able to get absolutely shocked me as I was filming it. The biggest shock when I turned around that corner, genuinely turned around a corner and just saw 500, maybe. I went back later on, and the ones we'd all left. And guess what? There was more, another 500. And I just think, with the numbers that I've seen today, in a small section now, something else I need to share with you. I stopped and talked to some police officers in a little village just south of Calais, and I asked them, what is it really like? Where are all the people? And on this map, you'll see from that village there in the north to that one there in the south, it's about 45 miles. 45 miles of coastline of almost constant small camps and asylum seekers, illegal immigrants, whatever you want to call them. That's like driving from Glasgow to Edinburgh. And right along that distance, there's people close to the beaches, close to the rivers, trying to get in to our country. And the vast majority of them will get there. The numbers it's impossible for the numbers that we're getting reported to be anywhere near what I believe to be common sense and logical. And that's the biggest crime. Yesterday, we spoke about the things that our government are doing in our NGOs, etc., our establishment, to actually bring these people here. There's no effort to stop. And there's more ready to come. And it's given me the fear of God. We need to solve this, and we need to solve it quick. Because if a portion of the people I've seen today, and that's replicated in a 45-mile stretch, that was only about a mile of it, then God help us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the share, and put some comments below. If you've not already done so, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell for the channel. However, the most important thing of all, unless you are one of the, must be thousands, a 45-mile stretch want to come to our country illegally, then no you. But everyone else, have a great day. Cheery bye now.